Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and I'm here today bringing you a Titanfall 2 Titan Guide. We're going to be taking a look at NorthStar, the Sniper Titan, the glass cannon, if you will, in Titanfall 2's mechanized lineup. In the wrong hands, a frustrating throwaway. In the right hands, a devastating master of precision. If you're going to see success with NorthStar, you're going to need to embrace the hit-and-run lifestyle. Learn the art of guerrilla warfare, and stay mobile to survive. Her weapon of choice, the plasma railgun, can be charged for maximum damage in big, hard-hitting shots or quickfire to clean up grunts, specters, and pilots. At its maximum charge state, the railgun can and often will be the nail in the coffin for any Titan doomed and living on borrowed time. She's in fact one of the few Titans that can land enough damage in one shot to remove or negate the possibility of a pilot ejection, and I like to play to this strength. Make it a constant goal or a constant objective in the back of your mind to be on a lookout for doomed Titans and go hunting. Anyone sitting at half doom state below has a very high potential of being one shot killed by a fully charged plasma railgun. It's a great way of cleaning up the battlefield. And we all know just how much we like to try and stay on the battlefield just a little bit longer. Just let me, I can just get 2 more kills. I can use my core ability before I finally die. NorthStar is the anti-Titan for people like that. And I'm one of those people. And it's sad that I don't see NorthStar more often eliminating people like myself. That's all she needs is one shot. And if you go for a critical, you're maximizing that potential to get that one shot kill. You're eliminating the possibility of pilot ejection. There isn't going to be a chance for that pilot to live and fight another day. We do need to respect her as a glass cannon. Her railgun may be potent, but she's fragile, and as a pilot, you're going to need to pay constant attention to her low health and your position on the battlefield relevant to enemy Titans and even pilots. Tone, Legion, Ronin, every Titan on the roster can and will shred you in close quarters. You do not want to make this your regular area of operation. This is not where NorthStar excels. She has no true close quarters capabilities when it comes to damage, and more importantly, when it comes to defense. She has some escape tools that we'll talk about in a little bit, but she has no defensive capabilities. She has no shield. She has no phase ability. There is nothing stopping a Ronin from getting in close and tearing her to pieces with his sword. There is nothing stopping a Tone from locking on and deploying a powerful missile barrage, turning your health bar from 100 to 0 in a matter of seconds. Function where you function best, and when it comes to NorthStar, that is long-range engagements. Stay out of line of sight with the enemy, and I like to follow a pretty basic motto. Stay mobile, and when preparing to engage a target, always look to minimize exposure while still giving myself access to the best possible lines of sight. It's a constant trade-off, and often you'll go one way or the other. Sometimes you'll be sitting in such a poor position when it comes to health that you're going to just take the worst possible line of sight and just hope that someone walks your way. In other situations, you're at the top of your game, the other team is flustered, they're all over the place, they're barely functioning as a squad, and you're going to be able to worry less about concealment and worry more about just getting the lines of sight that you need to put out maximum damage. We have a deployable snare trap, a VTOL hover, and of course, her flight core ability. Now the tether traps can be used to simply snare enemies, a little bit of crowd control in some of those tense Titan fights, or more importantly, is one of her primary escape tools that's going to help you break free from a losing battle, or make a quick sort of sonic getaway from a chasing Ronin. The thing about the tether traps that you need to understand is that you can't simply throw them at an enemy and expect them to deploy right away. They have a arming time. It's a couple seconds. So once you drop a tether trap, count to 2. After 2 seconds, it's probably armed, at which point an enemy can be trapped in it. Her cluster missile. It's basically a really powerful AoE tool. You can use it to clean up grunts, inspectors in modes like attrition and bounty hunt. It's going to let you clear out pilots hiding in buildings or clustered in other confined areas. It makes a great area of denial tool, and I particularly enjoy deploying it in bounty hunt. It's really going to let you drop a missile in, clear out the banks. That's one of the biggest things. You're sitting in a Titan, you've got a big fat stack of cash, you're ready to move into that bank, but you don't know if an enemy is camping that position. Fire a cluster missile, see if you get any hit markers, see if you get any kills, and then consider the situation after that. Now you want to consider combining your abilities whenever possible, and I particularly enjoy launching cluster missiles at tethered titans. It's going to let you do some serious damage over time, and then you can consider what to do at that point. You've got a tethered enemy, they're taking damage over time, you can completely disengage, make a getaway because you're low health or because you want to reassess the situation, or you can start dealing damage to them from a distance and really shred their health bar rather quickly. It's a powerful tool, the cluster missile, when deployed in the right situations, and it has a ridiculously low cooldown, so fire it often and test the waters with it. As for NorthStar's VTOL hover, it may put you in the air, which obviously exposes you to potential damage from other Titans in the area, but it can act as another escape tool. It's going to let you avoid ground-based attacks from Titans like Scorch and Ronin, so you want to dodge some AoE fire attack from Scorch, or avoid the melee or the sword core from Ronin. The VTOL hover will let you do that at least momentarily, potentially letting you reassess the situation while you're up there, figure out what you're going to do once your Titan hits the ground again. More importantly though, it opens up new possibilities for long-range engagements. The option to hover up over a building, hit an unsuspecting target at range, and then quickly drop back into cover is really quite powerful. It also makes for a nice situational awareness tool. I often use it just to examine the battlefield. Sometimes you're in a slower, more methodical battle with some more highly skilled pilots. People aren't just rushing in like madmen getting killed everywhere. And it's really about making precise tactical decisions on where you should move in the battlefield next to get the best lines of sight, while again, minimizing exposure. As for her core ability, taking to the skies and raining a barrage of deadly missiles may sound incredibly effective, and it can be, but it also exposes you like a slow-flying duck during hunting season. You're really going to consider the situation before getting airborne. I like to try to focus on maximizing the time I'm going to spend in the air deploying my barrage, while also minimizing the amount of damage I'm going to take. So it may seem like a wonderful idea to go ahead and pop my core when there's 3 Titans sitting in a straight line and just rain death on them with my barrage, but I'm also putting myself in line of sight for 3 Titans potentially. Let's talk a little bit of my personal recommendations for NorthStar's abilities. We are running the turbo engine, which is going to give us 1 extra Titan dash. I cannot recommend this enough. Increasing mobility means increased survival, and that is everything when it comes to playing NorthStar. Twin traps. We're going to fire 2 tether traps instead of 1. Tether traps can be shot by enemies so they can quickly disengage from the tether. Having 2 of them increases the amount of time that they have to spend firing in those traps, and to be honest, most people panic and they just try and thrust their way out of the tether traps, which doesn't work. So 2 of these bad boys is going to maximize our getaway, our escape potential when dealing with close quarters Titans like Ronin. It is a really powerful tool, really powerful ability, cannot recommend it enough. Dome Shield. Dome Shield all the way. I don't really need to get NorthStar into the battlefield any more quickly. I don't plan on dropping her on top of other Titans' heads. I'd rather focus on giving her protection as soon as she hits the ground. The best thing about this is that I can use the last several seconds of that dome to actually charge up a fully charged plasma railgun shot, which means all of those fools downrange looking at me like, look at that guy, I'm gonna shoot him as soon as he pops out of his bubble. Well, guess what? Before I even pop out of my bubble, I'm going to fire a fully charged plasma railgun shot right into your critical spot and deal like 25% damage. So good luck with that. It's a really powerful tool, the Dome Shield, when it comes to NorthStar. And you can quickly then disengage, use your extra dash, get around the corner, get back into cover, reassess the situation, and re-engage that target that you just put a hell of a lot of damage on. NorthStar, ladies and gentlemen, an incredibly powerful master of the battlefield when it comes to long-range engagements. She is without a doubt the sum of her abilities. She's a Titan with the potential to be a true sniper, but who must be played to her strengths while doing everything in your power to avoid and prevent the enemy from exposing her weaknesses. I wanted to start making these Titan guides in response to people, I guess, moaning that everyone was playing Tone and that no one else was powerful enough. And honestly, in a public setting, even where I'm playing at probably at a relatively high skill level at this point, I'm seeing outstanding success with NorthStar. She is incredibly powerful. She can counter Tone. She's one of the few people who can counter Tone directly simply by getting airborne and firing around his shield wall. So keep that in mind. Expect more of these Titan guides in the future. If you have any questions or concerns about anything I spoke on regarding NorthStar, feel free to throw them down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.